today.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun today because this is one of those movies that gets all kinds of awards in film festivals, and it's a selection in festivals all around the world. It's a brand new movie. It's called The Pickle Recipe. And before we meet the director, take a look.
Rose's Pickle's the best in Detroit.
The best anywhere.
Your grandma is 85. Do you want to watch them put her into a hole and then watch the pickle recipe go into the hole with her? You got to somehow obtain it.
Grandma!
Get out!
Well, no, you can't ask her for it. She'll never give it to you.
There you go. Here we welcome director Michael Manasseri. He's with us today. And you guys had a big event last night at the Cedar Lee Theater.
Yes, we did. We had a great special screening of the film. It was packed. We actually had to turn people away.
Yeah, I heard that.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
But it was really, it's a sweet, funny, it's a heartwarming film. People really seem to love it. It is called, you can't see it, Pickle Recipe. There it is,
Yeah.
boom.
I can do better than that.
Oh, show me, show me.
Let me whip it out.
Oh!
I got the pickle pen. Look
That's
at that.
right.
Huh? What do you guys think of the pickle pen?
There you go, the Pickle Recipe, picklerecipe.com at the Pickle Pen.
Gotta be careful where you carry this pen.
Yes, you do.
Okay. So, I gotta tell you something. When you watch this movie, no matter what your ethnicity is or where you're from, where you grew up, there's this relationship with family in it. You know, you got the grandmother, you got the crazy uncle, you got the grandson trying to make good.
Yep. It's right. It doesn't matter if you're lucky enough to be in a family that shares moments. For me, I'm Italian, so
A lot of
every
common
Sunday,
things there.
Every Sunday at my grandmother's house growing up, and her meat sauce and her meatballs, that brought us together, and to this day, those are the special moments in my life that basically helped raise me.
So was your grandma anything like this grandma here?
Yes, she wasn't Polish or making pickles, but it's a special relationship. I think most of us, we all know that, and it carries with you for your entire life.
So Lynn Cohn does a great job as grandma. And here's the deal. Grandma has a special pickle recipe. It's the greatest recipe in the world. And her grandson needs some dough, right?
That's right.
He needs some money. So how's he going to get some money? Well, the uncle, who's a conniver,
Yes, he
he's
is.
got an idea. And what's his idea?
His idea is, I will give you the money if you go and steal your Grandma Rose's secret dill pickle recipe.
And look how involved it gets. It gets pretty wild and crazy. So last night, I understand folks had a great time. You had pickles in the audience.
Yes, we did,
You
from
had
Randy's
notables in the
Pickles.
audience.
Randy's Pickles of Cleveland, he'll be coming up.
And this is one of those kind of movies too. You know, it has not Ben-Hur. It's not Lawrence of Arabia. It's a small family film that everybody can relate to and have a really good time with. And here's a film. It's been a winner at a bunch of film festivals and selected for festivals all around the world.
Yes.
All over Europe.
Played at the Hong Kong Jewish Film Festival.
How is that?
Hey, who knew? and it really, it's just, it makes you laugh, it makes you cry, and it makes you want to eat a pickle. And so here in Cleveland, you can go to Randy's Pickles afterwards and grab a jar.
So you were a young guy. How did you get into this business? How did you become a director?
I actually, when I was a wee lad a million years ago.
About this big?
Yes, I was a child actor. And so that's where it started for me. So I did some shows on Broadway, and then eventually I went out to Los Angeles. I worked with the famous Coreys.
You worked with the Coreys?
Called License to Drive in the late 80s, and then I had my own TV series called Weird Science. It was based on the movie from the 80s, and that was all it was on in the 90s, and it ran all over the world for about 10 years. That's where I really learned how to direct, because I was on sets every single day, and I was very fortunate. And my parents.
You didn't get quarried?
I didn't get quarried.
You stayed on the straight line?
I didn't get quarried. God bless them. And but really, that's where I learned how to direct and produce, and eventually be able to make a movie like this.
Yeah, well, that's like Ron Howard got started. He started as
I'll
a
take
kid
it.
like that.
Me, Ron Howard, I'll take it. If you like Ron Howard, go see The Pickle Recipe at the Cedar Lee Theater.
Yeah. Let's talk about the uncle for a second, David Paymer. He is a great guy. I talked to him once for Mr. Saturday Night, so that goes way back.
Yep.
And this guy's done a lot of great movies, some funny movies
Nominated
along the way.
for an Oscar for that movie.
Nominated for an Oscar, indeed. What's he like to work with?
He's just he's the sweetest guy. And an interesting thing about David is he actually directs and produces a lot of television now. So when we wanted him for this part, for the film, he really liked the script, but he wanted to talk to me as the director ahead of time to actually make sure I knew what I was doing as a director. Because like I said, he directs a lot of television, and television is fast, and it's all about scheduling and making sure he wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to come to Detroit where we filmed the film.
In Detroit.
And in Detroit, it was all filmed in Detroit, and he wanted to make sure we knew what we were doing.
Yeah.
And after we had that conversation, he said, yes, I'll sign up, I'm happy to be there.
You know, there are people who don't know what delicatessens are. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
it's
unbelievable. Isn't
amazing.
it? When you travel like Los Angeles, I mean, there's only a few in one
Right.
part of town, and
Yep.
so Detroit is loaded with delicatessens,
Yeah,
right?
and this particular deli, the deli is kind of like a character in the film.
Yeah.
So it's really important.
And
we
the characters
found-
in it.
Yes. So, I mean, Rose, Lynn Cohen from Sex and the City, she plays the grandma, and her late husband have run this deli for 55 years. So we needed a place that had that kind of history and that kind of character. And we were lucky enough to walk into a place called the High Grade Deli on Michigan Avenue. The moment we walked in, it's been there since 1955, and we're like, this is it.
So they've been to Corky's, they've been to Jack's, they've been to all the delis in
Yes,
Cleveland, having a
yes.
great time. They had a great party last night, but guess what? You can go see the movie this Friday because it opens at the Cedar Lee, and it is going to be a lot of fun. That's the only place you can see it.
That's right.
And we're celebrating the release of the movie with pickles made right here in Northeast Ohio. That's right. We're going to talk more about a pickle recipe, his recipe, but don't miss the pickle recipe this
Perfect.
weekend.
Look at that. That was good.
I learned how to talk.
That was good.
Coming up after the break.